Internet, my name is Lave and I watched Little Monsters, which is another film that I caught at London Film Festival, which is an Australian zomcom written and directed by Australian director Abe Forsythe. So this one follows a failed musician and all-round deadbeat Dave who goes on his nephew's school trip to a local zoo/theme park because he fancies his nephew's teacher, Miss Caroline, who he must then join forces with when the army base literally next door suffers an outbreak of zombies. So the trailers for this one really promote Lupita Nyong'o as the main character of the film, which is understandable. I mean, she is a global superstar and it makes sense marketing wise, but she's one of the main characters. Really, this film is all about the character of Dave, played by Alexander England, who I'm not familiar with. I'm not sure if he's a big name in Australia. I think he has been in a couple of films, but I didn't really know who this guy was. The best way that I can describe his character in this is by imagining Chris Hemsworth in one of his non-Thor roles, combined with Jack Black's Dewey from School of Rock, only with a lot more profanity. That's Dave. He's totally in denial, thinking he's going to make it as a heavy metal rock star. He's afraid of responsibility, and basically the complete opposite to Miss Caroline, played wonderfully by Lupita Nyong'o, who's already had a horror hit starring in Jordan Peele's Us recently, but this one is more of an out-and-out comedy, and she rises to the challenge. And of course, their relationship develops as you'd expect as the body count rises. Josh Gadd is also in the movie as a children's TV presenter/entertainer called Teddy McGiggle, sort of in the same vein as Mr. Tumble, just a demented version who shows his true colours when the shit really hits the fan, again dropping more F-bombs than you can shake a zombie limb at. In amongst it all are the kids who didn't actually annoy me for a change, including Dave's nephew Felix, who's kind of cute and well acted. All of the kids seem to buy into Miss Caroline's lie or idea that this is all a big game of tag or hide and seek, despite the fact that it's clearly a theme park sized Armageddon. Considering this film is set in a kids theme park and the kids do feature in it for the majority of the film, it doesn't stop it from holding back. I wouldn't say it's scary from an adult viewer's perspective, but it must have been quite weird for all of the kids on set to see all of this blood, guts and gore. And I don't mean to add to the stereotype that all Australians have a crude sense of humour, but this film does have a crude sense of humour. But I'd be lying if I said that it didn't make me laugh on more than one occasion. There are a lot of jokes in there, like pop culture references from Taylor Swift to Darth Vader, and some visual gags that made me chuckle too. It's also self-aware, with lines like the soldiers on the perimeter asking their superiors if they're fast or slow zombies, and the kids do point out at one point that some of the zombie effects aren't very realistic. I actually thought the zombie practical effects were okay, and the same with the CG, it's okay, but then I can't imagine this film had the biggest visual effects budget. The film is funny and zany enough in the first and second act. It did feel like it was starting to run out of steam going into its third, and considering it's got a very small runtime of only 90 minutes, it did feel like the simple premise was stretched to as far as it could go, but it does end with a flurry of jokes, which meant that I walked out with a smile on my face. So that's my thoughts on Little Monsters, and pause the video if you want to take a closer look at my enjoyment tracker now. I thought this film delivered on what it was selling, a zombie comedy horror. I don't think it's as good as its predecessors. Obviously, I'm a bit more biased towards Shaun of the Dead because it's a British film. I don't think it's quite as good as Zombieland either, but I thought it was a good kind of third place zombie comedy horror film. But let me know what you thought of it if you've seen it down in the comments, and as always, thanks very much for checking out this review. I really do appreciate it. If you can, give it a like, and don't forget to share the lave. Shake it off, shake it off. Subscribe.